Good morning, my dear children. Hope all have read section 1 of the last lesson, that is a hard word. Now we come to section 2. Now in section 1, what did you understand? It was about the main character in this lesson is the boy George, who was not able to pronounce the name of the volcano in Mexico, and his father told him there are many other words even harder than this, but they are the shortest words, and his father meant was the word no with 2 letters. He said you should be able to pronounce it, use it at the correct place and at the correct time. But George said that it was not at all difficult, that 2 little word, it is not at all difficult for me to say. Now we go on to see what happens in section 2. Now listen to your teacher read this section. In the morning, George went bravely to school, a little proud that he could pronounce so hard a word as Popocatépetl. So the next day morning, he got up, he was ready to go to school, he was happy and he felt brave also, because he had learned to say the word, the most difficult word for him. He had kept on repeating it, studying it well. Not far from the schoolhouse was a large pond of very deep water, where the boys used to skate and slide when it was frozen over. Now, just near their schoolhouse, there was a pond of a very deep pond with water, full of water, and the boys, when this water was frozen in winter time, remember it is winter time, it will be very cold, the water will be frozen, and what do these boys do? After school, they come and skate and slide on this frozen water. Now the night before, Jack Frost had been busy changing the surface of the pond into beautiful crystals of ice, and when the boys went to school in the morning, they found the pond as smooth and clear as glass. So Jack Frost, what is Jack Frost? It is an imaginary person believed to be responsible for the cold and snowy weather, a personification of winter. Now this winter season is compared to a human. It is an imaginary person called Jack Frost, and it is believed that he is the one who is responsible for the cold and snowy weather. So it is believed that he came there the night before, he changed the surface of the pond into beautiful crystals of ice, very big crystals of ice, and the next day morning when they went to school, they found that the pond was clear as glass. They could see everything. Glass, we can see through it. So the day was cold, and they thought that by noon the ice would be strong enough to skate upon. So it was a cold day, and they thought that the ice would be strong enough. They thought that the ice would not break, so that they can play on the ice, skate on the ice. As soon as the school was dismissed, the boys ran to the pond, some to try the ice and others merely to see it. So in the picture you can see the boys playing on the ice. So some children came to watch it, and some children came to play on the ice. "Come, George," said William Green. William Green is the name of a boy. He is calling George. "Come, now we shall have a glorious time sliding." They kept sliding on the ice. George hesitated and said he did not believe it was strong enough, for it had been frozen over only one night. So what did he say? George, when William Green called George to come and play on the ice, George said, "No, I don't think the ice will be strong enough. Suppose the ice breaks, that means they will fall into the water, they will fall into the pond, and they will be in danger of drowning." "Oh, come on," said another boy. "I know it is strong enough. I have known it to freeze over in one night many a time, haven't you, John?" Now another boy called him. "Oh, come on, come, let us play. We know that the ice is strong. I have known it to freeze over in one night many a time, haven't you, John?" "Yes," answered John Brown. So he is asking another boy called John Brown, that the ice is strong enough for them to play. It did so one night last winter, and it wasn't so cold as it was last night either. So the John Brown is telling George and the other boys, yes, the ice is very strong enough, we can play on it, nothing will happen, no danger will take place there, nothing will happen there. But George still hesitated means he wanted to go, half mind he wanted to go and play, but on the other half he remembered his father's words or his parents' words, not to go and fall into danger, not to go into the pond. Yes, it was dangerous, his parents had told them. But George still hesitated, for his father had forbidden him to go on the ice without special permission. So that is why he was not going with the boys to play. He remembered his father telling him, his father had said, no, you are not allowed to play on the ice, it is dangerous, and without permission you cannot go and play on the ice. So he remembered his father's words. He had half a mind to play with the other boys and half a mind he was remembering his father's words. I know why George won't go, said John. He's afraid he might fall down and hurt himself. So John, another boy, said, I know why George is not coming with us to play. He thinks he will fall down and he will hurt himself. What's the meaning of fall down and hurt himself? When you play with other children on the ground or in the classroom, don't you fall and get hurt? Yes, so same way the boy is making fun of George, saying that he is afraid that he will fall down and get himself hurt. Or the ice might crack, said another, and the noise would frighten him. Perhaps his mother might not like it. So another boy is telling, or I think he is frightened that the ice will break. Crack means it will break, and the noise would frighten him, and I think his mother also will not like it. He is a coward, that's the reason he won't come. So what's the meaning of coward, children? Yes, a boy who is always frightened, not at all brave, dhairya illatha aalu. So the other boys are making fun of George, calling him a coward, and that is the reason why he is not coming to play with us. George could stand this no longer, for he was rather proud of his courage. I am not afraid, said he, and he ran to the pond and was the first one on the ice. So when other boys started making fun of him, calling him a coward, yes, he was very ashamed. He was feeling very sad, and he said, no, I am not a coward, I will show you all. And he was the first one to run on the ice. He did not like the other boys making fun of him, telling that he was a coward. The boys enjoyed the sport very much, running and sliding and trying to catch one another on its smooth surface. In the picture you can see all of them are very happy. They are not at all thinking about the danger of the ice cracking, and they are busy playing, running, trying to catch each other on the ice. More boys kept coming on as they saw the sport, and soon all thought of danger was forgotten. So many more boys came to join them, and all of them were very happy playing there. They did not think of the danger of ice breaking. Then suddenly there was a loud cry, the ice has broken, the ice has broken. And sure enough, 3 of the boys had broken through and were struggling in the water, and one of them was George. Then suddenly what happened, children? As they were playing, the ice broke in one place. So the children were frightened now. The ice had broken and they will fall right deep down into the water. And 3 boys had got drowned in the water. They were struggling in the water, and among the 3 boys, one of them was George. Now read the lesson well, children. Section 2 is over. We'll continue in the next class, section 3. Read it well and study the new words. Thank you.